Everyone, welcome to the show. So, we need to talk about one of Donald Trump's allies and the insane in the membrane stuff that the Republicans are doing to try to free this felon from prison. So, before I get into these stories, though, or this story, please do me a favor. Please hit the subscribe button below this video. It is free for you, it helps the show immensely. And to everyone who helps the show and with donations, truly, truly means the world to me. Could not do this without you. So here's the deal. Here's what's going down with these two MAGA, or I shouldn't say two, with this MAGA clown and all of their affiliates, all of their allies. So as you all know, Tina Peters was found guilty for facilitating the breach of voting equipment in the state of Colorado. This was after the 2020 election. And so she was sent, that was just one of the crimes. She was sentenced on a multitude of crimes, but she was sentenced to 9 years behind bars. Well, MAGA world still swears she's innocent. She's a political prisoner. She did nothing wrong. All she did was expose voter fraud, election fraud. They still believe that she uncovered evidence of election fraud in Colorado. Completely and totally false. And my question for them is, if she uncovered all of this fraud, why hasn't anyone been arrested? Why hasn't anyone been charged for this? Right? I mean, Donald Trump is the president now. All of his hacks, all of his minions are in charge of the Justice Department. If Peters really did uncover wrongdoing, wouldn't Trump want to do something about that? Wouldn't he be shouting it from the rooftops, making sure everybody knows about it and, sharing this so-called evidence? Yeah, logic has nothing to do with it when it comes to MAGA. Anyway, what Trump is doing is he's trying to free Peters from prison, and MAGA lawmakers are trying to help. So in late February, members of the Republican Party and some MAGA groups had called for completely unethical actions in order to secure her release. So check out this Channel 9 news clip. This is explaining exactly what was going down a couple months back.
Some Republicans want President Trump to withhold federal funds from Colorado unless Democratic Governor Jared Polis agrees to pardon Tina Peters. Peters cannot be pardoned by President Trump because she was convicted on state charges, not federal charges. So it is up to Governor Polis whether to release her early. Colorado Republicans have been appealing to the Trump administration to pressure Polis by withholding federal funding from Colorado until Peters is set free, or by launching federal investigations into key players in Peters' case. The Colorado Republican Party's Director of Special Initiatives, Darcy Schoening, who's running for state party chair right now, says along with pulling funding to put the squeeze on Polis, she says she's been in touch with the U.S. Attorney General's office about prosecuting the judge in Mesa County who sentenced Peters. Schoening told me that the judge should reflect on what he did, which she called corruption, when he's locked up in the state pen in Canyon City.
So Republicans are trying to hold federal funds hostage unless their ransom demands are met. And their ransom demand is release a proven convicted criminal from prison. Yeah, this is the party of law and order, guys. So I thought this would die down. I thought, Trump isn't really going to care about this. But then shortly after that happened in March, Donald Trump's Justice Department filed something called a statement of interest with the court. So what this is saying, we are interested in finding out if this case was handled properly. And they announced that they were going to be reviewing Peters' case for, quote, abuses of the criminal justice process. So the Colorado Attorney General told the court, look, this is all political. You shouldn't even entertain this. This is just a joke. Everything was done by the book. She went before a jury. They found her guilty. This is just ridiculous to waste your time. Well, the judge said, okay, you know what? I'm going to hold a hearing. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this and determine if there is anything to this, right? So in late April, the judge held a hearing to try to determine if Trump's Justice Department had any legitimate concerns. It went about as you'd expect. Trump's Justice Department attorney refused to even give a reason for their interest in the case. The judge was like, okay, why do you think maybe there was some sort of impropriety? Why are you guys even paying attention to this? This is a state case. Why is the federal government getting involved in this? Federal Justice Department? And they're like, yeah, we don't really know. We can't really say. And so the judge was like trying to, I think, give them some, leeway here and trying to like throw them a bone and said, like, hey, this was originally investigated by the Biden Justice Department. So if you have evidence of wrongdoing that the Biden Justice Department found, now would be a good time to share it. Like, here, throwing your rope here, try to save yourself. Well, the DOJ attorney said, yeah, no, I don't really have any knowledge of any relevant evidence at the Justice Department. So, but then the attorney from the DOJ said, but we want the court to promptly consider Peter's release. Based on what? Right? So here's where things stand now. The judge is saying, not entirely certain that I have the authority to toss this statement of interest. So the judge that this has moved on to, he has said, I'm trying to gain clarity on this matter. I want all of you to come back to me and show me case law and show me any precedents showing that I have the ability to toss this request from the Justice Department or why I should keep it. Well, he got 3 different answers from 3 different parties. Of course, Trump's Justice Department is like, oh, no, look, there's precedence for this. Look here, this is totally legitimate. And then, of course, the prosecutor in the case or the Colorado Attorney General is like, no, this is not justified. You need to get rid of this. So we don't know what's going on with the court at this point. And in the meantime, Peter's attorney told a news outlet he's very concerned about her health and her mental condition. I mean, little late for that guy. I was very concerned about her mental state before she was convicted and incarcerated. So you're a little late to the party here. But anyway, Trump just had a full-on meltdown about this case. He posted on his failing social media site, quote, radical left Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser ignores illegals committing violent crimes like rape and murder in his state and instead jailed Tina Peters, a 69-year-old Gold Star mother who worked to expose and document Democrat election fraud. Again, where is it? Anyway, he went on to say, Tina is an innocent political prisoner being horribly and unjustly punished in the form of cruel and unusual punishment. This is a communist persecution by the radical left Democrats to cover up their election crimes and misdeeds in 2020. The same Democrat Party that flies to El Salvador to try to free an MS-13 terrorist is cruelly imprisoning, perhaps for life, a grandmother whose brave and heroic son gave his life for America. Colorado must end this unjust incarceration of an innocent American. I am hereby directing the DOJ to take all necessary action to help secure the release of this hostage being held in a Colorado prison by the Democrats for political reasons. And then in all caps, free Tina Peters now. So again, if she uncovered all of this evidence, where is it, Donald Trump? Post it on Truth Social, post it on X, post it everywhere. Show the evidence, show the proof. And no, he is not an MS-13 gang member. Abrego Garcia, Kilmer Abrego Garcia, the man that you think, Donald Trump, is a terrorist, is a gang member, you got that wrong too. Show the evidence. Again, show the freaking evidence. And no, we're not going to take a photoshopped, edited photo of the guy's knuckles that do not say MS-13 in any other photo that he's in. That Donald Trump still believes, apparently. Apparently, his people still have not told him the truth that they photoshopped that in. But the thing is, the comments below his post were equally insane and delusional. Like, these people actually buy this shit. They live in a completely alternate universe. This is why we probably will never be able to come together, because they are just not living on planet Earth. They are not getting real news. They are not getting the facts. And they obviously, so many of them lack critical thinking skills, or they themselves would be saying, well, gosh, where's the evidence? Why hasn't Trump arrested anyone if Tina Peters uncovered all of this evidence of election fraud? Surely there would be people in prison right now, right? Or at least indicted at this point and on their way to trial for this. And don't call me Shirley. Such a joke, such a complete and utter joke. Anyway, guys, there you go. I'll keep you posted on this one as I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.